change from something totally expected to something strange. It's time to go to a place where improv dreams come true. And all we need is you. It's the world's nerdiest improv show. WNIS, Weenus, don't you know? Get your internet connected on your screen aglow, and we'll make it up as we go. The world's nerdiest improv show.
Welcome, everyone. This is the world's nerdiest improv show, parentheses, WNIS, parentheses, Weenus.
And we are your hosts. I'm Katrina Charles.
And I'm Jen DeHaan. I'm putting our names up on the screen. There we go.
They were, and there they go.
And they're gone.
And they're gone.
And they're gone. So, how are you doing, Katrina?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How are you, Jen?
I'm not doing too bad.
That's good.
I've been watching some TV, watching some shows.
What shows?
I've been watching Not Dead Yet, which I really enjoy.
I need to catch up on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good show. I watched Theater Camp Movie. Have you seen that one?
I have not.
I wonder if TJ's seen it. Probably. Yeah, Ben Platt had a lot to do with that. Wrote, produced, was in it, that sort of thing. And yeah, it was good. I never went to theater camp, ever.
I didn't either. I did go to camp, and we did theater there, but it wasn't theater camp.
General camp?
It was general camp, and then there was a theater option for the theater kids. They were like, we have to give them an option, or else they're going to riot.
They're going to be theater kids?
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to theater kid all over the camp. We want to contain them into one area.
It's going to spread. The theater kid is going to spread if we don't give them a 1 hour block per day.
To get their theater out?
Yep.
Yeah.
You get it.
I surprisingly, I get it after watching that movie. I don't think I would have been a theater kid, even if I was aware that was something I would like when I was young.
That's true. Well, maybe you would have discovered you liked it and like taken an adjacent role.
I think I probably would have, because I mean, eventually I found theater stuff late in life.
Exactly.
So, yeah. I would have loved to have found it earlier on. Oh, we've lost Katrina. Our audio listeners, Katrina's coming back. Katrina is there.
I had to go let the dog that I don't have out.
God,
a dog got in and I had to get it out.
It makes me want to sing. But I won't. I won't.
Like the theater kid you are.
Like the theater kid I truly am on the inside. You have nailed it. You've nailed it. I come across it that honestly. I seem like a theater kid. Really old theater kid.
Oh, theater kids don't age. It's really like a youthful in a perpetuity type thing.
Okay, so once a theater kid, always a theater kid on the inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just realized it when I was middle age.
Happens.
It happens.
But you're here now. It's like that one saying has been stuck in my head recently. Like the best time to start was like a decade ago, but the next best time to start is now.
Yeah, I hear that about trees a lot. Planting a tree. It's because I roll in the gardening circles, and I have to mention gardening every single episode.
I guess I should mention birds.
Yeah, let's mention a bird. Have you seen a bird today, Katrina?
Oh my gosh. I think it was just a crow, but it was a great crow. It was like a wonderful, shiny crow.
I like corvids.
Corvids. Yes.
Corvids.
They're the best.
Yeah, corvids are pretty great.
Corvids are great.
Corvid love. Gardening love. And who is bringing us this episode today? We're brought to you by Soup. That's right. Soup brings you this show. We are powered by Soup on Weenus. This week's soup, I'm looking at it, Chipotle, Rosemary, Creeem soup. Our podcast listener, you will have to check this out on the website if you want to see it. But it's a
That-
delicious looking soup.
Looks delicious. Also, you say Chipotle.
Chipotle?
Chipotle.
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 Because it. I just wanted to.
You wanted me to explosive up my mic? Chipotle.
Yeah, Chipotle. Because isn't it Chipotle?
Chipotle. I think you are right. I'm going to hand it to you because I think
I shouldn't.
You know.
I shouldn't get stuck on this detail, but I actually like Chipotle. But I also, in my editor brain, is like, it's Chipotle.
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 Yeah.
We could ASMR it right now because I've noticed our voices are going down into a whisper. Chipotle. Chipotle.
Yeah, you have a better microphone for this.
But a worse pronunciation.
Well, the best microphone wins.
Okay.
Matter. The pronunciation doesn't matter once you have a better microphone.
Oh, I like that. Well, then I'll just get a really high-priced microphone and mispronounce the F out of everything.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and just like my eye is going to start twitching like more and more as it goes on. But I won't be able to do anything because
is this going like to bad advertising? There's no bad advertising that like if we get all the anger comments on my pronunciations, we'll be winning
exactly.
somehow? Okay.
You know what? We both think it's Chipotle.
We
Change
think
our
it's
minds.
Chipotle. Exactly. Everyone out there, Weenus thinks it's Chipotle. I'll stumble across every pronunciation from now on. All right. If we had a guest, we would be bringing that guest on right now, wouldn't we?
We would, but we don't.
We don't
Today. But
Not
we
today.
will again one day.
Someday.
When I don't mess up the scheduling.
Ah, no, you didn't mess up
I
scheduling.
did.
Yeah, well, you can say that you did, but you didn't. You don't need to apologize. We should run an ad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's run an ad. We'll be back in a second after this message.
Have you been raised to never let history repeat itself? You might be living in a world of first beats only. How do you know if you're trying to survive on first beats alone? Symptoms include your first beat was frat bros heading to Burning Man, and your second beat was something unrelated about two sisters gossiping about 90s after school specials or whatever. Or you thought of a perfect rooster callback, but you kept your mouth shut because you thought no one needed to revisit that great farm scene. Or you could have made a solid pigeon pecking connection during the third beat, but you didn't because it would have been too much to go back 30 minutes in the set. You know you're living an anti-second beat lifestyle that rejects historical repetition if this very advertisement gives you chills, nausea, acid reflux, a bad case of heartburn, vertigo, unrelenting jazz hands, and chills. If any of these symptoms resemble your history-hating reality, you are living in a world of first beats only, and you need help from us here at Do It Again, Please, an Improv Sabbatical. At Do It Again, Please, an Improv Sabbatical, you'll redo history. You'll get reps of beats. History starts repeating itself by noon. You'll receive the same dry toast you got for breakfast, and also for lunch, and also for dinner. Oh, that asshole who stole your parking spot when you arrived? Don't worry, you'll see them again. We assigned you parking spot 17F, and we also hired Bradley to pull into 17F seconds before you arrived. In fact, we'll assign you the task to go off-site and pick up more post-it notepads for Do It Again, Please, an Improv Sabbatical's central office 5 times per day for the length of your stay. And every time you repeat this task, Bradley will be waiting in their RAV4 and pull into 17F just as you pull up. Good work, Bradley! And good work, you, for reliving this annoying experience 5 times per day. Doesn't seem funny yet? Don't worry. The 11th time Bradley pulls into your spot, you'll get it. Because that's why you're here. You need to learn. To, get it. You'll marinate on that great comeback while you're in aisle 5 at Office Depot. That's where the Post-its are. And eventually you'll tell off Bradley perfectly. Every time. So many beats. So much opportunity. So much Bradley. Here at Do It Again, Please, an Improv Sabbatical, we believe a joke gets funnier the more times you say it. And that dry toast gets moderately tolerable by day 8. But best of all, we'll let you mangle your second beat with a premise that barely resembles the first beat, but at least demonstrates you're moderately aware of the relevant concepts and techniques by the time you drive home from the sabbatical. don't live in a world of first beats only. There's always more roosters to call back, and there's always more Bradley. So call us at 1-800-555-BEAT. That's 1-800-555-BEAT. Call me, please.
Call me, please.
I will, and I have,
Okay.
and I'll do it again.
Again and again and again. I'm sure a few people are curious about how long this will go on.
I'm not. I want it to go on forever.
Oh, how nice. Also, the hair tie thing that's green in there, and it bugs me now seeing that's like a cutout on the braid, on the single braid.
I thought it was a cool design choice.
A cool design choice for my hair.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. The hair actually later on in the show, but we got some slide. Yeah, I know, right?
Cool.
Foreshadowing. Let's see what we got on
A scene on the internet.
on the internet. Let's see what Katrina brought for us today. Our first slide. Oh, we got to turn the slides on first. There we go.
Yes. Wow. I was perusing Reddit the other time at a point in time, and I was thinking, has anyone discovered how to do improv by yourself? 'Cause
Oh.
I spend a lot of time alone. I don't know about you, Jen.
Oh, I sure do.
But yeah, we we need some ways to keep our mind sharp when we're not in a class or in a group or anything. So I found this Reddit post called "Can I practice improv by myself?" And it turns out, yes, you can. That's it. That's all I got. Just kidding. I have a couple things. So one tip people suggested was just doing like a stream of consciousness, either with characters, so just like come up with as many characters as you can, like as your brain kind of develops them, or just to like observe your thoughts and then like say them out loud and just show like how much your brain is capable of just coming up with out of nothing. Another thing was to observe people when you're out and about. Just observe their wants, their needs, their like funny things that you could use in a scene later. Maybe that'll be good for like pulling premise or anything. And you can also practice pulling premise from things that you observe. So say, oh, you see someone like do something funny on the street and you're like, how could I turn that into a scene? And just kind of run into a couple scenarios that you could use. You could practice rhyming games by yourself, practice giving monologues, which I often do in the car, but it's it's often. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
It's often when I'm trying to like replay a situation and make it better.
Yeah, like a scene,
Yeah.
or a life situation.
A life situation or like what I would have said to a person.
Oh,
if
yeah.
I had thought of it, like those kind of things. Helpful
Yeah.
though.
Oh,
And then word association. So if you're sitting in the car in traffic, just like, hey, like, well, think of a word and then think of a bunch of other words.
yeah.
And those are some helpful improv tricks you can try just on your own in your free time.
So like a self pattern game
Mm-hmm.
or a self A to C.
Yeah, A to
Yeah.
C, helpful.
Yeah. I improvise with myself all the time, but my internal monologue is actually speaking like I am right now to other people. That's the way my internal monologue default voice is, which is quite helpful for delivering monologues because that's all I do. That's the way that I speak. But what was quite interesting for me when I first encountered doing that and practicing that in improv, of having a conversation with solo with another person who wasn't there. In improv context, you have to get used to it, even though it is kind of the default mode of internal speech that I have, which I found quite interesting. I thought as people might, I'm going to kill this one. I'm built for this one. I'm wired for it. And then I did it and completely failed the first time I tried. And I was like, okay, you should not have had the confidence and the bravado for that because that did not go well. Yeah, it's a great thing. There's also one-person shows out there like Monica Smith of Ouija's. We're streaming on Ouija's channels. Monica Smith has a one-woman herald that I've heard about. That's amazing, apparently.
It is incredible. There is, I think there's a couple on YouTube that she's posted. So definitely go check that out. Monica with a K.
Yes.
Monica Smith.
Monica Smith.
Yes.
We'll try to remember to put that in the show notes.
Yes.
Yeah, but we have me.
Yes.
Making a live show note right now to everyone. Okay, that's really sad. I'll try to remember to put that in the show notes. Yeah, great topic though. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. I do some solo improvising where I record separate tracks and improvise with myself. Record one track first, think of the responses in my head, and then go ahead and record against my live audio or my audio that plays, which is another way of doing improv by yourself.
It's very fun.
Yeah. And weird.
We do what we have to do to get by.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. As improvisers. I'm an improviser. That trend. I don't know if I've seen that yet done by an improviser. If you've seen any of those, of that trend of I'm a blank, so we blank or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, the like back and forth.
The back and forth. Yeah.
I'm an improviser, so I always improvise.
Improvise, but yeah, it'd be something witty.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, that was rude of me. Sorry, Katrina.
No, that was fair.
That
was 100% fair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to imply improvise was not witty.
I didn't mean to imply that the most obvious answer wasn't incredibly clever.
Oh, it was clever. We just needed some wordplay to get that rim shot in there. All right.
I'm an improviser, so of course I can take harsh notes.
I gave you a rim shot for that. Oh, actually, that should probably have been a sad trombone. I'll give you a sad trombone, too. Give you one of each.
I'm an improviser, so I know I'll get them next time.
I gave you a rim shot on that.
I didn't deserve one.
I gave you one anyways, because I'm a
you.
supportive non-scene partner. I'm not scene partnering right now, but if I was, I would be having your back on that somehow.
Thanks.
Yeah. So the article that I'm reading from Bringing Along to the Show from, again, also from Reddit, like Katrina's, is Improv, for artists, ! That's the name of the thread. And this person is asking, are there improv-like exercises that people doing art could do? And this is sort of made me brainstorm a little bit on some of the prompts that we get in improv, and could this be translated to an artistic space? This also caught my eye because I graduated with a education-related art degree and then ended up going into improv, so it's like merging those two worlds for me a little bit, so I was intrigued. So this is just some of the things that I was brainstorming, and Katrina, you very well might have some other brainstorms for this, but if you were doing some kind of art project, of course we could be getting suggestions. I mean, we get that anyways in an art class, so I don't even think that that's really inspirational at all, but what I was thinking, art projects where we all contribute maybe to a canvas or something, or everybody in the room contributes one thing, and then you start from that spot and, build out the scene from that. We could build in some limitations in our art space. We could you can only use from this palette of color or that, that medium, or you have to incorporate some particular mixed media element into this piece of art, because in improv we oftentimes have limitations. This is going to be the genre that we're improvising within for this, so setting some limitations maybe around things. Working with the person next to you, they have to give you something, or they have to give you prompts throughout the session that you have to in real time add into your canvas or your art piece that you're working on. One thing that sounds particularly terrible to me, I'm gonna out myself, like this is not team player like, but you could take turns working on the same piece of art. And listener, I have a foul look on my face right now, because to me, as someone who likes doing art, that sounds dreadful. That sounds absolutely terrible. Collaborating one after another on the same piece. Oh my God. But you could do it, and it would be improv inspired. Random assignments. This is something I did in art therapy once, was go outside, see something that's happening right now, pull it into your piece of art, start from there, then come back and continue. So kind of live elements in the thing. You could have somebody do an interview or like an Armando storytelling monologue, and you base the artwork off of that, everybody in the room. And one thing, and I'll leave it at this is something I actually do practice all the time and love doing, is listening to a piece of music while you're doing art and being inspired by that piece of music. And that's what you're drawing. It has to be tied into the music. And then I was thinking some of those might actually work for improv scenes, which is why I thought, I'll bring this one to the show, because almost all the things I said there, I think we could be doing for scenes as well instead of a piece of art, which was the point of the question. Anyways, Katrina, do you have any ideas of that if you were doing an art project, how you might incorporate improv somehow?
Well, I think you covered a lot. So I would say, like, just to expand on the, like, you know, starting from something, I have seen a lot of artists, not a lot, but like several artists on like TikTok or, you know, various sharing social media, where they'll start with like, even they'll like draw either like a weird thing and then just have to like draw around it, or like they'll even get like their pets involved, just like have them like put some paint in a bag and have their pet step around under that, and then they have to like kind of draw with it, so it's like collaborative art with their pet.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
Yeah, so I mean, get just creative. Like, improv is improv, you can do it. Like,
you can do it. I love it. That's very encouraging too. Yes. Yeah, I really like this question. I thought that it was quite fun, and I bet that it would, even if you did do it in the art sense, that you'd get sort of inspired perhaps for your improv as well. And also starting your scene from using a piece of art. I've done that before, inspired by, you know, an actual picture to do your set with. That's a lot of fun too.
Yeah. What a cool concept of like combining the two. Yeah, it's kind of like a genre prompt in a way, because you get the feeling of that painting, and it has to inspire the feeling of the scene. Yeah. All right. That's really cool.
Oh.
Ooh.
This was a word. Yeah. I used this word this week in the We Just newsletter.
I keep blipping in and out of existence. So this is our word of the week for our audio listeners. Would you like to do the honors, Jen?
Oh, I could. Yes. Sure. The word of the week is scrupulous. SCRUPULOUS.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Scrupulous.
Okay, now I'm going to hear that from now on. And you get a rim shot for that.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell our listeners what scrupulous means? If you can read the screen, that is.
Oh, yes, I can. It is a diligent, thorough, and extreme attention to detail, punctuously, careful and correct exact work, or, if I'm leaning the right way, strict regard to avoid doing wrong, I'm assuming?
Wrong,
okay.
Yes.
Has moral integrity.
Has moral integrity, yeah.
Basically just trying to, being a little anxious about doing the right thing, which I get.
Exactly, yes. I identified quite strongly to this word, scrupulous.
And scrupulous is the one, oh my gosh, I forgot the word for the white guys. Oh my God, not the white guys. in Star Wars.
Oh, you're asking me the Star Wars genre stuff, and I am blank.
It's literally the guys dressed in white.
Like I can only think R2-D2. Oh, we're gonna have Stormtroopers. Yeah. See, I never watched Star Wars. Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, my joke was gonna be, it's the one stormtrooper that can hit something. Scrupulous.
I like it.
Yeah. Because they're notoriously a bad shot.
Are they notoriously a bad shot? Is that part of the lore?
That's part of the lore. Yeah.
Okay. I really need to read up on that lore.
It's more of like an internet lore. It's like a lot of gifs.
So what do you do? Like, if I get going into some sort of genre or some sort of lore I am not familiar with, I end up oftentimes just committing hard to being wrong.
That's good.
Do you have a tactic?
I usually figure out I'm wrong and then apologize profusely.
In the scene as in character or afterwards?
Yeah, like that's one of those character things that is really hard to override in my brain.
Yes.
It's like, oh no, okay, I need to get this right anyway. Yeah, whenever I say something like characters are hard for me because whenever I say something out of character for myself, I'm like, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of funny on the topic of scrupulous, at least, that I would commit hard to being wrong because outside of a scene, I definitely am filled with scruples. All right.
Can't believe I forgot the word for stormtrooper.
Stormtrooper.
Come
Oh,
for
we
me.
might get some hate mail on that one.
Come for me in the comments. Boost our
Yes.
ratings.
Please boost our ratings by commenting about how Katrina should have known Stormtrooper and how I should have known everything else that I've messed up. All right.
Anyway.
Speaking of facts, scene sprinkles in season with specifics. These are just facts that you might be able to utilize in your scenes. Maybe you'll use it this week in a scene, something that you learn from this show, because having those facts and those details, having interests and dropping that information into a scene can be a fun thing to do and add well to a scene. Katrina, what did you bring for us this week?
This week on TikTok, I saw a TikTok about Tanis. I think it's like the Tanis dig site or something. But this dig site in North Dakota, it's secretive. You can't know where it is. Basically, they found just like so many dinosaurs. There's been so much discovery there. It's one of the largest, it's potentially the largest dino discovery of all time.
Wow.
We're still finding it out. But what's interesting about this is they have found, oh, did I freeze? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You're back.
Okay.
You're back.
Okay. So what is interesting about this is it might be linked to the asteroid impact that ended up killing the dinosaurs.
Whoa.
Because what they found is like fish from like saltwater fish that may have come from the Gulf of Mexico and been washed up in the Western Interior Seaway, which was a seaway that went through the middle of the United States. So what they think might have happened was the asteroid impact sent a wave from like the Gulf of Mexico up into North Dakota.
Whoa.
And the way they know this is because beneath the fish and stuff, they found like burrowing mammals. So they know it was like dry land at one point. So they found like really cool dinosaur pieces. They found like a fully almost intact leg fossil, like with the skin and everything, which is like,
wow.
yeah, I mean like it's fossilized, but like
Yeah.
they can see like the skin texture and everything. Like
Oh,
there's some cool stuff, but it's still like pretty secretive, I think. Like they're, obviously they don't want other people to be storming the
yeah. And
dig site.
stealing stuff and taking photos, selfies with a leg.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
just thought it was so cool because like what an amazing historical find to like just see like the direct the direct result of the asteroid impact that ended up like causing this mass extinction event. So,
Yeah, that'd be cool. And also to get some more answers about the asteroid, that that's what happened and that's what actually caused it, or how fast, all that kind of thing. Because I think there is still a lot of unknowns around the asteroid.
I think also I read recently, this is unrelated to the TikTok, but apparently the dinosaurs didn't go extinct immediately. It was like over 1,000-year period. But
Yeah.
like, just like the asteroid started the catalyst of it all, like killing off all these things. So yeah, super interesting. And
Very.
makes you hope that Armageddon they're getting that figured out.
Yeah, they might.
Like
we
the
might
movie-
get some more hints.
The movie Armageddon. They're figuring out how to blow up an asteroid.
Not our
Not our
active
Armageddon.
that's
The
currently.
movie, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I do feel like it's going to be more like a don't look up situation.
I think we're definitely in a don't look
Yeah.
up situation.
Anyway, comedy.
Comedy. And on that note of comedy, here's the Dumbo octopus. So, listener, we're looking at our next factoid from the internet, and this one is the Dumbo octopus that we're looking at. And as always, we will have links in our show notes if you want to find these things for yourself. But Dumbo octopus was an octopus that I've never heard of before. It's actually 15 species that are part of the umbrella octopus genus, which gets their name from there's like webbing, there's like skin between their arms. So that's the umbrella element of the octopus. All their arms have the skin between them. And then the Dumbo octopus, those species get the name because their fins look like Dumbo ears, like elephant ears, which is so cute and adorable. But these are very deep dwelling octopus species, and I had not heard of them before, so that is why I brought this fact, which I believe it looks like I found on Twitter, I guess.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I have heard of a Dumbo octopus, and I knew exactly what it was when I saw the picture.
Well,
But-
there we go. That's great.
But I'm a nerd, but
Yeah.
that was super interesting.
That's-
And
Yeah.
I don't know, I relate to them because they dwell in the depths and they just like it there. I get it.
Yeah, I get it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind to be dwelling in some depths of ocean sometime. Yeah.
Seems nice.
It seems nice.
I feel like the water pressure just feels like a warm hug. Or
Yeah.
a very
yeah,
cold
like
hug.
a wet weighted blanket.
Exactly. It's like nature's weighted blanket.
Yeah. This next one I'm just throwing in here for funsies. And this is a reminder of how our little stories can be fun. Our little stories, that sounds so diminutive. Anyways, stories can be a fun inspiration for scenes. I just had to share this one because this woman went in to get her hair cut at a salon and was waiting for her stylist in the little waiting area. And then a person came out and said, I'm going to wash your hair while you're waiting for your stylist. The stylist is almost ready. And so she's like, okay. So she goes back, gets her hair washed, and notices everyone in the salon is kind of talking and looking at them. And she's like, what's going on? Something's going on. They're talking about us. And then so somebody comes over and talks to the person washing her hair. Something like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? And it turns out the person washing her hair had nothing to do with the salon. And it was just a random person that took her to get her hair washed. And that person went running out of the salon and never to be seen again. But the search on here was the Midnight Barber, which is a Mighty Boosh reference, which made me laugh because it's like the guy that was cutting his friend's hair in the middle of the night. Anyway, the Midnight Barber. I'll put the links in the chat. But anyways, this whole thing made me laugh, so that's why I brought it. It's not really a fact, but it was an amusing story.
That's the place I go to get my haircut only has one person working there, so that makes me feel more comfortable now.
Yeah. Well, I feel pretty comfortable because I don't get my hair cut. I've cut my own hair. I've probably gone in, I think, about maybe 3 or 4 times in the past 20 years to get my hair cut because I do not like people touching my head or my neck.
That's totally fair.
Yeah. So I cut my own.
It looks so good for being home cut.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you have you've got a skill now, but yeah.
Well,
After all that time.
I go in when I mess it up too bad. That's the
Okay,
3 or 4 times
that's
I've
fair.
gone in is when I've done such a poor job. I have to go get a professional to fix it.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Mine is too. It likes doing its thing too much, so I can't cut it because it will then do its own thing, and it's not good.
Yeah, hair can have a mind of its own.
It does have a mind of its own. You did say we would talk about hair later. And
I
here we
did,
are.
and
Wow.
that was it.
We did it.
We did it.
You-
We accomplished that.
Appreciate you telling the truth.
Thank you. And listener, if you have a good improv something or not, it could be average. It could be bad it doesn't matter. You can send us facts, you can send us improv things to talk about. You yourself can come on to the show as our guest. The place to go is ween.is. That's our website, ween.is. And there's a form on there, and you can send us stuff.
And thanks.
And thanks. And you can talk to Katrina if you'd like to have a chat with Katrina by way of email. Katrina's not happy right now.
I'm not unhappy. I actually finally had to delete some stuff from my Google because I have it's 99% full.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, I could still get email now, but it's close.
Just don't send big attachments is what
Don't
Katrina's
send big
trying
attachments.
to say. Yeah.
If you're gonna try to scam me, small attachments are how you do it.
Attachments. All right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or links. I'll click it.
Will you?
I'll click whatever. Yeah.
That sounds like a challenge for the audience.
The less legit it looks, the more likely I am to click it because I'm like, they wouldn't fool me. That they wouldn't be.
Oh, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't send that link if they didn't know what they were talking about.
They would not. Now that I know this information, you're in trouble, Katrina.
Oh no.
Yeah. Should we do our favorite segment of the week?
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, wait, is it gonna actually change this week?
It is gonna change this week. It changed last week too. It was just subtle.
Did.
It was subtle.
It did.
All right, let's see what we got this week. We're shifting over to see what new Will Hines is on our wall. Ah, there we go.
Oh, is that a cupcake?
It is a cupcake.
Aw.
Aw. And if anyone knows where this photo's from, this one's probably a challenge. If you know where this photo is from, give us a comment. Give us a comment somewhere. Send us a message. We'll give you a shout out if you can tell us where this image is from.
I have no idea where this image is from, but I want a cupcake now.
Yeah, well, if you find out where this image is from, you might win a cupcake. A virtual one.
A virtual cupcake.
Yes.
To my inbox.
To your inbox in
with
GIF
a sketchy
format.
link.
With a very, very sketchy link that you're like, I'm going to click it anyways. Oh, why did I click that? That's what's going to happen. All right. Do you have anything else to add, Katrina, or should we roll them credits?
Oh, well, are we doing plugs?
We should do the plugs. Yes. All right. I got plugs. I don't have plugs. Let's go back into this room. Now we got plugs.
Plugs. We got plugs. I still don't think I have anything to plug.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll plug stuff.
I'm not doing a whole lot. Watch our show. Oh, you're doing it. Good job.
Good job. You're watching it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So I'll plug. I have another improv podcast that I do called Neurodiversity and Improv, or Improv and Neurodiversity, depending on where you read it. And I talk about things to do with improv through the lens of mostly autism and ADHD, but it is useful for anyone who's improvising because you are improvising with us all the time. And I'm just talking about a lot of how to do improv stuff, which should be relevant no matter what neurotype you are. So that's one thing I'll plug. And World's Greatest Improv School has a bunch of improv classes, online classes. We got new ones that are being added all the time. So check those out.
And they're all super fun. I've taken so many. It's been, I think it's been a year since I started taking Ouija's classes, and not a bad one in the bunch. And I've taken quite a few.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at how good of an improviser I am. Try something. Try, Jen. Try to improvise with me.
How do you do, kind sir?
Oh, well, I do quite well, thank you.
Oh, would you like a spot of tea?
I would love a spot of tea with 2 sugars, please. See, we're so good.
And scene!
We're so good.
Oh, I love it. We are the best. Should we roll the credits before we get into trouble?
Please roll the credits.
There we go.
How do you do? I am a troll underneath a bridge.
Oh no, I'm a billy goat, and I'm gruff.
Oh, you look tasty. Can I have a bite of your leg?
No, I prefer that it stay attached, please.
Oh, I'm going to take a little bit of a nibble between your toes anyways.
I'm going to scooch away from you so you can't do that.
Oh, I might scooch away as well. No.
Oh, okay. Social distancing is fun.
And blackout.